Happy Tuesday. So, I recorded something in the car on the way to work, but alas, I got halfway through a rant and my phone, the temperature hit a point ooh, um, where it just shut off on me. And then I tried to make a part two, and then it did it again. So, I decided rather than go through the trouble of uploading two different videos, part one, two, whatever, and losing train of thought, I just do an afternoon edition where I'm still drinking my caffeine. But alas, it's not coffee. So I'm drinking some Boost, some Eboost is super fuel. Essentially just a bunch of amino acids and vitamins and 100 milligrams of caffeine. And I'm cool with that. And it's delicious in small doses. 10 calories per can. 1 gram of sugar from juice and honey. 10 vitamins and minerals. 110 milligrams of caffeine. Oof. But yesterday was my birthday. And I spent the weekend in the mountains. It was awesome. It was an experience, though. Friday night we got there, and the lady checking us in was, as we're about to leave, she goes, "So you guys aren't hiking tomorrow, are you?" I said, "Yeah, of course. That's why we're here." Her response was, "Well, I wouldn't suggest that considering there are going to be 100-mile-per-hour winds on the mountain and snow." And we were kind of flabbergasted. As we drove off, it was kind of like oh shit, so we'll have to modify. And as we got to our campsite, those winds we're realizing were from the Hurricane Fiona. So we were having 70 and 80 mile per hour wind gusts ripping through our campsite to the point where all our shit was getting blown over. That means our chairs, all our food, drinks. It was a fucking disaster, and trying to get everything set up was it was a show. And you kind of see the what people are made of and how we deal with stress, and we all take it differently. And and you learn a lot about people when chaos sets in. It's we can't control everything. We can only control how we react to it. And that is easier said than done. There are a lot of things that I don't react very well to, in the sense of like the mundane day-to-day life. It just I don't want to say it bores me, but my ADD mind just finds it I feel like I flourish better in a very compact moment when there's a lot happening at once. I'm just able to make a lot of mental calculations real quickly. But like planning stuff out is just not conducive to who I am as a person, And we always talk about accepting each other for who we are. Can we grow? For sure. But it's just, your strengths, your weaknesses. And that's why we have people that better ourselves or complete us, or that's why they say the other half, or you're the missing piece of the puzzle, or you make me whole, blah 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 blah. Add in some romantic cliche thing, but it's true. I mean, that's why it's a cliche, is because it's said all the time. And that's why it's such a real thing. But it's in those moments that matter. I mean, you don't know. I don't think there's anything more real than nature. There's no bullshit. There's no pulled punches. There's no sneak attacks. The gust of wind kind of, even the gust of wind gave warning. It was like this you'd have like good 10 to 15 seconds of just hearing a rolling tide of wind through the forest, and you didn't know if it was going to go over you, if it was going to go to the side of your campsite. But when it came through, man, it ripped shit apart. But there was no pull punches. You knew what you were in for. We definitely underprepared. Definitely didn't pack enough winter shit. We didn't pack all the right items, and some things we overpacked, some things we underpacked. We just didn't know what to expect, and that's kind of why you do this. Is you learn a lot, and you learn a lot about other people when you're put into the wilderness. And I don't know. I mean, I can speak for myself, and I make shit worse when I just find it's funny. Like I'm still gonna survive. It's just cold. It's uncomfortable. But for other people, there's a lot of fear that sets in with that. They don't know that they're going to be okay, and telling them that they're going to be okay clearly doesn't help. I don't know why, but it doesn't. We all have different styles of communication, and what you say to one person, it may not help them. It may not set in for them. The message could come from two different people. It can still be the same message, but the tone of voice, how it's worded, the energy that's behind it, given the intent is all the same, it can just hit differently. And I understand that. I do. It's a lot to take on. It's a lot to understand. I mean, we all try to communicate with, not we all, but a lot of us try to communicate with a lot of different people. I do it in sales, and it's not easy. It certainly isn't. A lot of less is more type of things, where if I say 3 words, it's hard to really misunderstand those 3 words. But if I belt out just blah, 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 it's easy to misconstrue. It's easy to take something wrong. It's easy for me to miscommunicate too. It's more opportunity to be right, but it's more opportunity to also be wrong. Wrong really isn't the right word, but the more you try something, the more it's not going to work. But eventually it is going to work, unless you're doing something with insanity, in which case doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result is insane. But how do you know if you're not going to get that right result? You try it again, try it again, try it again, try it again. I mean, you might. But at what point, where's that gray area? Where do you stop? Makes no sense. Yeah, I like the morning version way better. Doing this in the afternoon is not as fun. There's already so much shit that's happened. My mind is still reeling. Oh boy. Sparkling blue raspberry. I will continue to say that I am grateful that I got out to the woods. I feel like you get to really connect with nature, obviously, but you connect with other humans there too, because we're so far north. We hiked Mount Madison, but you're so far north that there's no service. And the only time people are playing on their phones is to take a picture or two. And that's fine. It's when, people go and just texting and Instagram and blah, 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 and they just get lost, because you can do everything on these things. And that's great. But while you're connecting with the internet, you're not connecting with the people around you. And that's a dangerous game to play. And I watched people that were so happy in the woods as soon as we came back to society and they opened up their phones and started playing Instagram, etc., they became different people. And it was so strange. I kept my phone on airplane mode because I don't like these things. I don't. I mean, it's great to get shit done, but I like people way more. And watching people become these different humans as soon as we're back in front of screens, it's so fucking strange. Man, what are you gonna do? You adapt and overcome. But I'm grateful for it all. I'm grateful for the experience, and as I've now turned into my late 30s, 37. Oh! That hits. That hits a little different. As I'm in my late 30s, I have more appreciation for what I deem important. I find my relationships with other human beings and the moments I spend with them far superior to anything else. Yes, I need income. Yes, I need to clean the house. Yes, I gotta pay the bill. I get it. But it's gonna be my memories and my connection with human beings that I'll take to my grave. And I don't know when that is. We're never promised tomorrow. So I'm grateful for each day. I will continue to work on being more accepting of myself, as difficult as that is. But I also plan on keeping, how do I say it? Staying true to myself while sacrificing some small things for greater success. Fuck, 12 minutes. All right. If you watch this whole thing, I'm grateful for you. I'm a very happy human being, and I'm very blessed and very lucky to have what I have and who I have. I know that. I do. I do. Do your best. Communicate the best you can. Be vulnerable. Be open. Fuck the haters. You're a special human. You're all special. Be you. Love you. Alright, I must go see my parents for a birthday dinner. Have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday. And we'll make sure we have a morning edition tomorrow. Goodbye, farewell. La 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 la.